All right, everybody. Decided to take a drive up to the Yampa side of the Flat Tops Wilderness just to see how the lakes are looking, how long it might be before we can do some hiking up here. The answer to that question is it's going to be a little while. As you can see, right in front of me is a giant snowdrift that's still left over from winter. Today is June 11th, 2023. This trail is the trail that goes up on top and goes over the Devil's Causeway. And yeah, I'm standing on a solid 4 or 5 feet of snow right here, which I guess that's good. It's been a while since we had a good winter and was able to fill these lakes up. Go see what Stillwater Reservoir looks like. Okay. Ooh, we still got a little bit of ice on. There it is. You can see up there towards the top. Still a lot of snow up there. Take a look over towards Flat Top Mountain. On around. Back down the Bear River Valley, which is the beginning of the Yampa River. So yeah, it sure is beautiful up here. It's one of my places on earth that I like to go as much as I can. It's absolutely spectacular up here. There you can see the trailhead sign, just how deep the snow is there. So it's gonna be a while before we can get up towards the causeway and beyond. All right, I'm gonna go get in the truck and I will see you guys when we get down to Bear Lake. Let's go take a look at Cold Springs Campground. I always thought this was a pretty little campground. Right there's the sign. It's got a little pond and this really cool little waterfall that feeds it. Let's go check that out and see how that's looking this year. That little pond sits right up there. This is a small campground. It's only got a handful of spots, a lot of which are tent style spots, which is always good. It's kind of a nice way to camp if you're still able to do such a thing. Let's go look at the waterfall real quick. All right, there's the little waterfalls. They feed the pond here at the campground. And then the nice little pond. Sometimes you can see fish swimming around in this pond. But don't be fooled, they're not easy to catch. Used to drive my boys crazy when I'd bring them up here and they'd try to catch these fish. They're very well versed in human activity. There's the pond. Looks like we might get a little weather. Back up to Flat Top Mountain. The old power wagon. That's what was our rig of choice was today. All right, let's move on down the road. Okay, here we are at Bear Lake, which is right over there. But I was just looking at this campsite, listening to the stream down below, and wishing I didn't have to go to work tomorrow. would be an excellent place to camp. There's really not that many people up here, so it's real peaceful. It'd be a peaceful night of sleep listening to this stream run. But let's go over and have a gander at the lake. Bear Lake is full, which it usually is. It sits in between Stillwater and Yamcolo Reservoir, which will be the next lake down from here. But Bear Lake was always a pretty good place to catch average sized trout, rainbows mostly. I have seen some browns. Right down there in that inlet's a great place to fish. It's not very deep. In fact, you could walk out probably about to where I'm pointing the camera now without coming up over your waist. But it's a great lake for small boats, kayaks. It's a non-motorized lake, so there's no wake at all. Back when I used to fish in my float tube, it was one of my favorite places to float because it is a wake-free lake and there was decent fishing. So for all you fishermen, here's a spot. It can get pretty busy up here in the summertime. I was actually surprised that there's not more people up here than there is today. And there's Bear Lake. All right, we've made it down to Yamcolo Reservoir, and I'm pleased to see that it's filling. My last trip up here in the fall, this lake was getting to be close to empty, the lowest I'd ever seen it. And I've been coming up here for well over 25 years now, and I'd never seen the lake that low. It is used for irrigation and other river uses, so it does fluctuate level just about every year. But last year was just wild how low this lake got. Fishing's good here too. There are a few folks out on their boats fishing. It is also a wakeless lake, but small engines are allowed, if I remember correctly. I don't know for sure because I don't have one, so I don't need to know. But this was another place I really loved taking my kids when they were little. They enjoyed camping and fishing up here growing up, and I did too. Some good memories with my kids. All right, here we are at Yamcolo on the dam, or looking from the dam. There's the plaque that talks about what brought the reservoir to be. There's a lot of ranching downstream, and ranches need water, feed their cattle, sheep, horses. But yeah, even though it's a bit overcast, a little bit windy, it is beautiful up here today. Nice and warm. Just everything's starting to turn green. Spring has finally sprung in the mountains. Just watching over here by the dam, and the fish are jumping. I might have to park and take a walk, throw a lure out in the lake, see if I can catch anything. There's a lot of fish jumping out there. There you see up the Bear River Valley, back up towards the Devil's Causeway. This sign here talks about how they found mammoth fossils when they were doing the excavation for the dam. All right, that's gonna do it for me from the Bear River Valley Flat Tops Wilderness area in northwest Colorado. We'll see you on the next one.